Welcome back to another episode of it's a mix this week. It's the Wrestling Roundup and the main show. So I guess that allows a tiny, tiny bit of banter. Joining me is the world famous Terry Peters, who's putting lipstick on.
Chapstick, cherry flavoured.
We've literally, been sat here for 10 minutes while I'm trying to get my mic to sort out. And you decided, the minute we press record, to start putting lipstick on.
Well, it's wet chat then, yeah, I know.
His lips are real bad.
To be fair, my lips have been very dry. I blame it on Seabrook's crisps. I feel as though since I've started eating Seabrooks, they've got worse.
Well, stop eating Seabrooks.
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna start going back. I'm gonna start going back to Pom Bears.
It's a bit of an invention. Well, you need to. I feel like something's happened. You're very clear that you'd start eating Seabrooks. Like, what's happened? Just the dry lips.
His lips are as chapped as his ass these days.
Probably.
They're a bit greasy, aren't they?
Yeah, too salty. They're a bit too salty as well. I think that's what it is. There's too much salt on them.
What flavour Seabrooks?
I've been having ready salted salt and vinegar and beef.
Oh, the beef ones are disgusting.
Yeah,
They're not as good, are they? Not as good as Walker's.
No, they're actually disgraceful crisp.
Crisps want Walker's baked.
Yep, I agree with that. Or Pom Bears. Pom Bears are fantastic.
Pom Bears can be greasy, though, can't they?
You could have 3 bags of Pom Bears to feel sad. In my opinion.
It's a pretty.
I'm not
good
4
as well.
years old either, so.
Hey, not wrong with a Pom Bear. It's a pretty good as well.
No, absolutely.
Bit too messy on the hands though.
Quavers are good.
Yeah, quavers are decent.
Yeah,
Skips
quavers, you got to eat a full 6-pack, ain't you, to feel like you're full.
Skips can get in the bin. Never liked skips.
Yeah, the bollocks. I agree with that.
McCoy, you know what? The classic McCoys.
No, gone downhill. McCoys. No.
The state ones are pretty good.
I'll tell you what, right? Walker's Max, Flame Grilled Steak, the best crisps out there. No question.
Why can I not hear anybody? This is the way.
No, he's gone off.
I've not had any of them Doritos stacked either.
They're all right.
They just seem like another
They're
Pringle.
just Doritos.
Yeah, they just seem like Doringos. Doringos?
Yeah, we'll wait for
Can everyone still hear me?
Yes.
We can
Doritos Vegas and
What
just
is
Pringles.
going on? I'm just about it's unplugged. I lost all sound. Fuck you, Yeti speak. You don't ever buy a Yeti.
Hey,
Fuck me.
I've got all this time. Play on, Mike. Next
Quite lucky here, listeners, because we almost had 4 Rosses before this. We heard him that many times.
Yeah.
Well, it makes up for him not turning up last week. So.
Yeah, that's
There
true.
we go. Yeah, let us all down.
I have
What's
been,
out?
a bit of housekeeping. I've been extremely busy.
Official statement went out. Russ. You're rebuked.
I've had the vote. I didn't listen. I didn't have a chance to listen back to the show yet. Don't have to do my hands now because I ain't got Mike in front of me. Right, enough of Terry Peters. He got far too long an instruction there.
I won't say it, chapstick.
Peters, your bit's done.
Yeah, we're good.
Do you know what? I've not missed this at all. As it's a mega news show, we have to have a world-class wrestling journalist. We have that in the form of Aaron. Aaron, how are we doing?
Yeah, not bad. I'm done my research this week, so.
Well, you are the world-class wrestling journalist, so I should hope so.
Caught up on the shows, the important ones, so you know. A bit more prepared than usual.
You're the only one who has. So that's why you're here. And joining me is Lou.
Whoa.
Whoa, sorry. Well, it's a weird hybrid show, isn't it?
He's gone and done a me.
So, right, well, no, we'll have both. So, Lou, you're here as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And also present is the ever-present, well-renowned Scoop L.
Right, it's still wrong.
Scoop L.
Do you know who's missing now?
The wonderful.
Yeah.
Bob.
No.
Has he got an extra name added on?
No, Bob Roode.
Yeah, it's world-renowned, ever-present, the wonderful New Markin.
It's true.
Did he host last week?
That's right.
It's damn true.
Yeah.
And where's Bob?
Bob's in the cupboard. It's back in the cupboard.
Rumour is you only sold your flat because Bob Roode was in the cupboard.
Yeah, that was a good selling point, I think. It showed that you could get a full human in the cupboard quite comfortably.
It gave a good scale space.
I'm fairly sure you owe me half of any profit, no?
Definitely that's the case.
That's a good shout, to be fair.
Definitely that's the case.
I think that's a great shout.
I think that's how it works. Right. This is for lots of reasons, and not because we've all got like 10 minutes to record together. But it's been a big week in the world of wrestling. So we've merged the 2 shows together. This is the weekly wrestling roundup show. We don't have a show for the main show, do we? The main wrestling roundup. A lot of stuff has happened. Shall we start with the big things?
Yeah.
Injuries.
Yeah, Matt Cardona, I can't believe it.
Yeah, that's a bad one, that, isn't it?
Biggest one.
Anyone see that picture this week of him in the wheelchair with that big fat guy with his moves out and what looked like a bottle of piss?
Ken.
No, it could be Ken. It was a great picture.
Right, not from like 10 years ago.
That was like 2011, wasn't
it? Chelsea Green's face was fantastic.
Oh, yeah, that one.
That was a weird photo. And there's the other guy just flipping him off as well. Great photo. That's why Matt Cardona's on the run of his life. Isn't that right, Ross?
Yeah, right. Before we get into injuries, you see Matt Cardona's on the run of his life.
Is he
Who
not?
the fuck cares? What's he in? What promotion's he
in?
All of them.
All of them. Including the WWE and the AEW. He's in all of them.
Oh, what's he doing in WWE?
Being a legend.
What's he not doing in WWE?
Exactly. Being a broski.
Anything.
Yeah, that's right.
He's not
Being
doing
a broski.
anything in WWE. He says he's on the run of his life. He's on the run of his life in bingo hall. It's like getting released from a Premier League club, going to fucking Zimbabwe and scoring 50 goals in like 10 matches. Nice one. Anyone
could have said you could have said Championship League 1.
No, because he's not even there, is he?
Lou, that reminds me, I think we had a bet about 10 years ago that I'd be the top goal scorer in the Thai league, so...
Yeah, you owe me,
I think I owe you a pint,
don't I? Because you've clearly not done that.
Well, obviously.
Best run of his life. Who gives a... Matt Cardona goes back to AEW or WWE. Where's he going to go? Oh, yeah, right at the bottom of the card again, because that's where he belongs.
That's why he's having under his life outside him.
I don't think he would in AEW go to the bottom.
I think he'd go mid-card.
Up the mid-card for me.
Well, they tried it. AEW had him for like 2 weeks and decided, oh, yeah, actually.
That was before he properly kicked off on this run.
He'd have a good month on Dark and then on...
It's off on this run. He's won a tie belt.
And he got about 5 belts at the moment.
The belt that is in Lou's house right now has more prestige than any of the belts he's ever picked up.
Yeah, but do you know that's why, though? Because I'm holding it.
It's just a run of it. It just makes me laugh that people think, oh, he's on the run of his life. Yeah, about 10 people have seen. Peters, I guarantee you've not seen any of his matches from the run of his life.
I've seen every single one of the run of his life.
What was his last match against him?
The one that he got injured in against the injury man.
Yeah, the injury man.
See, you don't know because nobody watched. Nobody wanted fucking run of his life. It's an absolute joke.
We're trying to appeal to the internet crowd, right? Just... He's on the run of his life.
I'm not selling out and claiming, oh, Matt Cardona now should be world champion everywhere because he shouldn't because he's absolutely
he got injured against Blake Christian at GCW Downward Spiral.
That's the big one.
How many belts have you won in your lifetime, Ross?
Oh, genuinely, the belt I wear for work every day is more impressive than all the belts that he's got.
It was held in Atlantic City, a place that we have been.
We've been to Atlantic City, so it's good.
Oh yeah, it's all kicking off there, isn't it?
Is that where I lost my? That's where I lost my golf ball, wasn't it? On the boardwalk, I thought I was going to get arrested as well. Yeah.
Oh Christ! Best
grand larceny, I believe, is the charge. Peter's in the casino heist for us, and you're saying Alex is not important.
I'd rather be on whatever the version of Heat is these days. I'd rather be on 205 Live than
he was meant to be against Nick Aldis. He was going to be against Nick Aldis this weekend as well.
Oh, big match, must see. That'll make me get fight
for the NWA title.
Oh God, how could you miss that? I'll have to stay up to watch that one. Fucking Nick Aldis, the best thing he ever done was on Gladiators.
He was a good gladiator, to be fair.
No, he wasn't. He was a terrible gladiator. He let everybody past him.
I know, he was the best one though. He had the most.
Yeah, he was the best of the new ones. I'm not suggesting he was good. I'm saying he was the best of the new ones.
He had heat. He got heat. He got the crowd pumped. He was the wolf of his day.
Yeah,
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Wolf, he was the best. Wolf was still there.
Yeah, Wolf was like the coach.
The best gladiator there, is in terms of actual athletic prowess, was Atlas.
Did they have Fash there? In that weird rerun.
No, that was Ian Wright.
Oh, it was Ian Wright. Ian Wright and Kirsty Gallagher, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Jeffrey was still there.
No,
John Anderson.
John Anderson was still there. Wolf was.
You will go on my first whistle.
Wolf was like an old wrestler going back as a manager. That was Wolf on it. He was like the.
I would say that was when Wolf was on the run of his life as well, like Matt Cardona is at the moment.
He was. No, I believe he had a good run of Gladiators. Like you're talking out your ass. He was.
Well,
nice one.
Maybe he did it right, but that was better than his full wrestling career. Fucking Nick out missing the big match against Nick.
He's been NWA champ.
Oh, nice one.
He goes
NWA championships went fuck all. So they're getting paid £20 a night, and that's only if he brings 10 people with him.
Won by Ric Flair, wasn't it? He was in there.
You act like you care about this. You don't watch anything about WWE.
Me?
Yeah.
I barely even watch WWE these days. Although I watched Judgment Day 4 the other day, which was brilliant.
It's not current though, is it?
Yeah. I've watched some of Hell in a Cell.
Jesus, I'm not selling out, seeing that. I won't do it.
We're trying to appeal.
I'm not selling.
Internet fans don't listen to me. Just say.
Yeah, come on. Internet fans.
Fucking run of his life.
5 stars.
Well, yeah, they're worth the paper they're written on. Right, actual injuries there, about people who actually matter. Well, one of them's debatable. CM Punk, we'll start with him. CM Punk's injured.
Stubbed his toe on it. Right, what a fucking mess this is, by the way. This entire title situation.
This is Tony Khan.
As Vince Russo.
Being too clever for his own good. Well, I say clever.
I think he's been too clever. I think he just don't want to.
He's clever in the loosest terms. Yes, he's trying to outwork Vince McMahon.
No, I think he just don't. I think he just don't want to upset CM Punk. Genuinely, I think he just don't want to be. He doesn't want to have that conversation where he's like, "Sorry, Mr. Punk, but I'm going to title up here."
Charles Montgomery Punk.
So this is his thing. I think that's what it is. I don't think it's anything else. I think you just don't want to upset Mr. Punk.
How long is he out for? They've said.
They've not said. He apparently got a broken foot, hasn't he?
I think basically it's just so they can have a match at Forbidden Door, innit?
Yeah. Because if he's broke his foot, I did see it could be a number of weeks, but I suppose it depends on what surgery is going to happen to his foot. Because if he's having pins put in, pins might not take, I don't know. Weird one.
Well, I mean, I know you can't count injuries and you don't know who's going to get injured, but you should have put the fucking belt on him at the start.
I don't know. I think I understand why they've done it, but to me...
Why have they done it?
Well, they're obviously... He's the biggest name in that company, rightly or wrongly. That's the one that everyone knows more than anything. And probably on maybe apart from Sting, because everyone knows Sting, don't they?
I don't know.
But he's up there, isn't he? If you said to people
top five,
top five, yeah.
Sure. So why would you put the belt on him?
So why would you put the belt on?
Why wouldn't you?
That's what
I said they should put the belt on him at the side, and you said no. I see why they haven't.
Oh, sorry, I misheard what you said. I thought you said they shouldn't have put the belt on him.
No, they should have put the belt on him at the start.
Sorry. No, we're in cahoots here.
You should have done it at the start instead of having him fucking waste Harry and Daniel Garcia and nobody actually cares.
I can understand why though, because he didn't want to be perceived as walking into a company and being handed the belt essentially. He didn't want to be a part-time wrestler, did he? So he didn't want to be like the Brock Lesnar's or the Goldbergs. He wanted to come show that he can be there week in, week out, wrestling anyone and everyone to build his way up the rankings essentially. In his eyes, I'd imagine. Yeah,
because when he joined, it was all about Hangman.
Yeah.
I know Hangman's kind of... His reign was over before he started with it, wasn't it? Because he had to delay it.
It was a bit lackluster, wasn't it?
It's because he had a baby, wasn't it?
Which fair dues, you can't... Is what it is on that.
Yeah, so they had to kind of delay it in the end. He had the Christian thing, but he never really took off.
Should have got his priorities straight, though. What do you want, a belt or a baby? It's one or the other, mate.
Depends which belt, doesn't it?
NWA championship,
NWA.
Sure.
I don't want that. I'd be embarrassed to wear that.
Digital media champion. It's a prestigious title, that.
Yeah,
I'm right. Is
I don't have the KFC championship.
Yeah, that's a prestigious belt.
That's a prestigious belt. Let's not say things.
I don't have the man and celebrity one.
Again, prestigious belt. Change every week. We'll go into. I don't remember who the champion is. I have to look back.
Steve Bruce.
Steve Bruce. Yeah, class it is. Yeah, good classic. Good lad, Steve.
Speaking of, just on.
Speaking of Steve Bruce,
did we cover last week the Tony Khan's rant about?
Yeah.
You sure did. What's the plot? Bischoff's responded.
Yes, this is
Bishop winds him up somewhat rotten, doesn't he?
Yeah, because Tony Khan is a Mac. I mean, the MJF stuff was obviously the biggest work going with it, but what he said was correct. Tony Khan's a fucking Mac. He's a loser. I say it all the time. He's a loser with money.
That's trying to keep the internet fans happy here.
He's paying wrestlers to be his friends. He's at his if.
God.
He is at his if.
That's a good reference, but we're trying to keep the internet fans on side here. Right?
Right, so Bischoff has replied. Do we all know what he said? I'll read it out. He says he feels bad for Tony. And then he says he can't wait to fire back because he's going to have loads of fun with it. Because he's just rinsing him all the time. Because Tony can't hold the candle to him. Then he goes on about, he says, what the hell, Friday Night Wars? Are you kidding me?
Was there ever a Friday Night War?
Well, according to Tony Khan, it wasn't a close one because he won it. So
One time on it.
Yeah. He then says he bitches and whines like a little puppy that's pissed on the carpet and does his fault to get smacked.
Which we are not advocating, by the way.
Then he says he's here anytime he wants to come and give Conrad a call. He can do. So he's not a hard man to find. I would love that. I would love Bischoff and Tony. That's a Starcast all over, isn't it?
Well, Bischoff was in AEW at one point, wasn't he?
Yeah, but that was only because he got released from WWE.
Yeah, that's what he was being nice about it, and then he didn't get right back. Yeah,
something's gone on, hasn't it?
He got inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Actually, no, he was on after that, wasn't he? Don't know where it was.
So CM Punk is out. John Moxley is.
Hang on, we need to cover this CM Punk thing a bit more. Oh, is that what you're going to do? You're going to do that with John Moxley, won't you? Carry on. I interrupted too early.
Yeah, you have. John Moxley is the new number one contender, I guess.
No, he ain't.
No.
He ain't.
No, but he's not right then. So John Moxley isn't the number one contender. John Moxley is in the number one contenders match because he has the best record, even though he doesn't. He's got the same record as Anthony Gogo.
I tweeted Tony Khan about this the other day.
John Moxley has got a better record because of who he's against.
Yeah, but he wasn't in number 4 in the rankings before.
He's unbeaten or something.
Would you like me to find my tweet of what I sent to Tony Khan the other day when he tweeted this?
Not particularly, but I know you're going to anyhow.
Yeah, because I do make a good point in this. To be fair,
I'm blowing you on trumpet there, Pete. Isn't it?
It is.
So there's a battle royal, which I don't actually know if it's happened. I don't think it has.
To the Albert Hall.
Is that when? That must be tomorrow night as we're recording. Is it? Or Dynamite?
It's some time before Forbidden Door.
So Tony Khan was tweeting about how John Moxley has faced better opponents. This was like 10 minutes after his tweet came out. I'm just saying, so you book Anthony Ogogo worse than John Moxley if he has worse opponents. Was hoping to get a little nibble out of him. Got nothing. Because he was actually replying. Tony Khan, because he was actually replying to people in that thread as well.
No, he's not getting a nibble out of any fans. No, he's not replying to somebody who disagrees with him because he's a bellend.
No, he was replying to people that disagreed with him because someone said, well, hang on, what do you mean he's got worse opponents? No, I didn't even get in the ball of anyone. I was a bit disappointed, really, because I thought I would have done. Well, I think it's a fair point. He's just admitted he booked somebody worse than John Moxley.
I don't want to turn this into a slag off Tony Khan, even though that genuinely is my favourite pastime. But he just makes things hard for himself. Why didn't he just do a tournament or something? Or why didn't he just say, look, these guys he's got a ranking system, so he could have used a ranking system. Who's number 1 and 2 in the ranking system?
Everyone was saying it was Wardlow, but he wasn't undefeated, apparently.
So does that matter? So then shouldn't Moxley be top of the rankings if he's undefeated? If the zero is what's most important, shouldn't he be at the top?
But he wasn't.
So is the zero more important? So the zero, the no losses is more important than how many wins you've got.
As of the 3rd of June, John Moxley is the number 1, Wardlow's number 2, Hangman Page is number 3, Adam Cole's number 4, and Jay Lethal is number 5.
Jay Lethal's been there about 5 minutes after number 5.
That's...
Oh, God. I'm glad in a way.
But anyway, that's only half of it. So he's got to face the winner of the Battle Royal. But then Tanahashi is having a match against Goto for some reason. Dominion. Number 1 contenders match.
What, for the AEW title?
Yeah. Because Tanahashi was meant to face Punk.
Would you like to know what's even more ridiculous? So CM Punk announced he was injured on the June 1st episode of AEW Dynamite. Would you like to know the rankings for June the 1st?
Yeah, we'll do.
Wardlow, number 1. Adam Cole, number 2. Hangman Page, number 3. John Moxley, number 4.
This is what
Jay Lethal, number 5. So John Moxley's gone from 4 to 1.
To 1 on the 2 days, because he was on Rampage.
2 days. And then Adam Cole is now at number 4 with Wardlow at number... Basically, Adam Cole has swapped to number 4. Wardlow's moved down and John Moxley... What?
So just put John Moxley to the top and moved everyone down on it.
Also, Piers, what you're on about? You did get a reply on that tweet.
I had to look at your face. Was it you?
It is him. He's told me to stop slagging AEW off because I'm a fucking mark.
So Tanahashi, I didn't know this about Tanahashi. So Tanahashi's having a number one contenders match, even though he was already in the title match.
Yeah, against Hiroki Goto at Dominion. Yeah.
So Tanahashi was number one contender.
Well, he was going to face CM Punk for the title. Yeah, well, sort of, yeah.
If he's facing him for the title.
Yeah, but he won like number one contender contest rankings just because it's the AEW New Japan thing.
Clearly, the rankings are.
What I would have done anyway is this match between Moxley and whoever it is. I would have made that the title match on Dynamite. There's your ratings, and defend it against Tanahashi like you were going to. Why is New Japan now crowning a number one contender, and why is it Goto for some reason? He's only won one singles match last year.
Is he not? So he's not top of the rankings.
I mean, in the rankings.
Why are AEW?
Tanahashi's still in the rankings.
So are they going to go against each other then? So the two number one contenders from each?
Yeah.
That's how it's going to work.
That's
right?
the plan.
For the AEW interim championship.
Fuck off.
I don't get this interim stuff either because
they do it in boxing, don't they?
They made it and UFC, but they made it very complicated with the TNT title. Was it the TNT title?
Yeah.
They made it really complicated, and I fear they're going to do exactly the same here. To me, just vacate it. Just keep it simple, vacate it, and then have him win it when it comes back.
I was going to say, he can still have his rematch. That's the bell I know lost, and then you also the rest.
So what they're going to do when he comes back then? Are they just going to have two titles?
Yeah, that's what they did with TNT.
Ladder match probably.
And then
that's how you always unify titles.
Then they'll have them face off, and then CM Punk will win again.
Yeah.
So
I feel like they're trying to replicate the Summer of Punk, but Punk is Cena.
The problem is when you have
does this count? So whoever wins this, does it count as a world title?
I don't know because
I don't know.
The point I was just about to make is surely this interim title is nowhere near as prestigious as what the world title is going to be. So does anyone really want? If you
more prestigious,
it is just a floating number one contendership in it, really.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Yeah, basically you've got a title to be number one contender.
You're the best guy in the company until this guy comes back.
Yeah. Which then to me, do you even want to run with that belt? No. You'd rather be number one contender, wouldn't you, than rather have a title that says you're the number one contender?
Depends. I guess they don't know how long it's going to be out. But no, it's fair. They did it before when Cody was out for like a week, didn't they? With COVID. Doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. There you go. It's fine. But then also on the broadcast, they messed it up, didn't they? Because Jericho kept going, he's vacated it. And
I fucked up. So.
Got it wrong. But no one wanted to tell Jericho he was wrong on the broadcast because it's Jericho in it.
That's why I need Vince in the rear. That doesn't happen on WWE.
Standing on it. Chris, he's vacated it. That's...
I'm surprised they didn't change all the plans just so because Jericho was correct. Right, that's another AW because they literally bombed into tears.
No, I don't think it is, Russ.
Well, it's not because there's
Bryan
another
Danielson.
injury.
Bryan Danielson's also injured.
Is he?
Yeah.
Because did he get his leg trapped between the ramp and the ring on ramp?
Well, that was a weird work on it. That was a work.
Right. Okay.
Well, Fightful Select reported that basically he was meant to do an autograph signing, and the venue told Fightful that he was too injured to travel, so he wasn't going to be there.
That's a work.
We don't know. I would say if you have tickets to an AEW autograph signing, I probably won't bother at this point. What's this now? Bryan Danielson's just missed one. MJF, Samoa Joe, just
Punk. He'll probably miss him now as well while he's getting rehabbed.
I know, but these ones have been organised, haven't they?
Oh yeah.
They've not happened.
Matt Cardona might be there with his 10p belts.
To be fair, he probably deserves to be there out of anyone else on that roster at the moment.
But yeah, everyone's getting injured, Russ.
Yeah.
So do we think Bryan Danielson's actually injured, or is this a work?
Wow, what a weird work to tell a venue.
What weird to do with MJF?
The thing is that I think at that point,
what weird thing to do with the interim belt? He's trying to be too clever.
The thing, I think with the MJF thing, it did look like a proper work until that Dynamite when everyone realised it was a shoot.
I was gonna say,
It realised it was a wear, not a shoot. But the issue is everyone's like, I told you it was a shoot. I told you it was a work. I told you. People just can't bear to be wrong.
But TNT/Warner, whoever they are, they think it's.
Yeah, they're not very happy or something, are they?
Because they took him out all the advertising.
Yeah.
They've pulled all his merch as well, apparently.
What if it is?
Yeah, but whether that's part of the storyline, I don't know.
But I mean,
it didn't go obvious. It didn't go according to plan. He spoke for too long. He cut his mic off too late, apparently. So someone's not happy with something.
Because
they're not even referenced it. They took all his merch off. Like, if it is a work, which
right, I'm sorry, but this is direct to what's happening with Naomi and Sasha. It's clearly immediate response to Naomi and Sasha.
So what's the point?
Because he's out his if. He's so far up his own ass. He wants to do.
Right. So what's the end game then? How do you get MJF back on TV if you're going this far? Just playing devil's advocate.
I don't know, because I don't think it's been booked very well. I think he'll probably be a joker because they're running out of frigging jokers. Or they like to. He'll probably announce it because that's just what he does.
Meltzer's don't like it. He's not a fan. Storyline.
That surprises me.
Thinks it's too WCW.
We said this off camera. It was like last week or the weekend, wasn't it?
You were here last week.
Oh, basically, all he's done, he's gone on TV, slagged the company off.
Yeah.
Said everything that's true. It's true. Sonny Khan only cares about ex-WWE guys.
Yeah, Meltzer's not a fan. So you're also not a fan. Sidgwick, I think.
No, I don't really care what Sidgwick has to say.
Yeah, it's just, it's weird because...
Well, it's just into our Sidgwick. Peter's continue.
I don't know. I think that... All right, hang on. Let me carry on. Let me think about how I'm going to portray this because my way with words is terrible.
Cool, this makes good podcasting.
I said you what continue.
Oh, cheers, thanks for you.
You're welcome. I'm letting the cogs turn.
Until you let us. I just... I mean, it's obvious that when they come out, I hate I hate it, right, when they try and make real life or a shoot a work, I don't even know which is real anymore. They try and make real life into the products, and they're like, oh, he's coming out and he's slagging them off, and then they cut the mic, and it's obvious because you wouldn't even they come out from the front entrance and they've got mics that say AEW on them. It's obviously not going to happen. I just think I don't like reality booking anyhow, and I don't like this.
See, I don't mind reality booking if it's done correctly.
I mean, I was prepared to slag MJF off.
And I think up until this Dynamite episode, it was done correctly. But I do like the promo.
The promo is very, very good.
The promo is very good, but I just think...
The promo is very good for MJF.
I just think, MJF's probably one of the best on the mic at the moment.
It doesn't benefit AEW.
But for me... I can't put my finger on what it is that's ruined it from this promo, if that makes sense. Like, the promo's amazing.
So I think it's probably Tony Khan.
Yeah, you're probably right. But do you see what I'm saying? Like, it was very good. The promo's amazing, but then it's sort of, because it felt so real, you now feel a little bit deflated that it's not so real anymore. Like,
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, it felt like you were thinking, oh my God, this is absolutely ridiculous. Like, you're watching real life play out in front of you. Like, he is actually going to go. And now you just realise that, yeah, you've been wet, but the wet wasn't very good in the end, was it? Because if he's come out and it's just happened on Dynamite, to me, he shouldn't have been seen on Dynamite for weeks and weeks and weeks until he drops that promo. That would have been better.
Well, I think they might do that. They might do that now.
I think we should have done that promo on a video, put on his Twitter.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean, where you don't see him. Yeah, that's probably a better.
I want to be as impactful with it. It'd have been too.
I don't know. I think it would have been.
I think there's a point where you need to just. Everyone knows it's kind of scripted to a point, so just have it go on the arena.
The problem. What am I going to say?
I don't know, but I feel like Aaron was on the cusp.
Sorry, Aaron.
I feel like that promo is a very good way of turning face almost with the fans anyway.
Well, I think people were already on his side anyway, weren't they?
Well, I don't know. I mean, he came out and the audience were booing him. By the end of his promo, the crowd were all cheering for him. I mean, they might plan on keeping him a heel. However,
he's now the people's champion, isn't he, of AEW essentially?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the people's champion of AEW.
Yeah,
all of this shit.
I don't mean it like The Rock, but what I mean,
all he's doing is become the people's champion, completely slagging off the full promotion.
People love that, though,
it's just like CM Punk 10 years ago.
People love
That's what they're doing.
Yeah, but that's not the vibe that's not what AEW fans like. WWE, you expect that because
no matter what people say, people love
themselves.
No matter what
all
people say,
AEW fans are Punk era fans.
Yeah, people love that sort of anti-establishment. You saw it with Austin, you saw it with Punk, and you've seen it with MJF.
Yeah, I see what Ross is saying though. Like WWE fans have always hated WWE.
Yeah, AEW is now 10 on AEW.
Yeah. They have.
See how it
well, also Meltzer said it was too WCW. So this sort of stuff killed WCW.
He's very Vince Russo and Hogan.
Yeah.
Bash at the beach.
Well, that one that was meant to be it. And in the words of Hulk Hogan, it was jabroni marks about a life that don't know how to work when you work and work yourself to shoot marks. So, is this what's happened here? Is it that the jabroni marks have don't know it's a work, and then when it works, it's a work and work until you work to work into the work marks?
Yeah.
To me, AEW should be pinning a lot of hope on MJF, and I don't feel as though they are.
Or is it Pillman where he's going to go after it? It's funny, but let's just fire me. Make it great buzz, and he just turns up on WWE. The thing is, like, they've already been through this with Cody. They let Cody tease that he was leaving the company to the point where everyone thought, oh, they wouldn't let him say that if he was actually leaving the company. And he left.
I think
so they've got to be careful, haven't they?
The inmates are running the asylum, aren't they?
They've got to be careful, haven't they? Yeah.
He's starting to get that way.
He does have a year and a half left in his contract.
I still think he's the next to go.
See, I think there'll be a few. But people get released, are they?
They'll get released. The contract's expired.
Right then, moving on. Speaking of WWE, Cody Rhodes.
Oh my God!
Jesus Christ!
He's the hardest man in the world.
He did. However, he still put on a better match than 99% of current day wrestlers, and that's not just WWE, not just AEW. That's every company. He still wrestled a better match with Seth Rollins than most people can put on. And he was injured.
I know a man that puts on better matches.
Almost.
No, Ross's favourite, Matt Cardona.
Well, you tell me a match that you even know Matt Cardona's done, Peter, so I believe it.
Matt Cardona versus Nick Cage.
Nick Cage.
Nick Gage. I said Nick Gage.
No, nothing Nick Gage has ever done should be on any list ever because that man's a cunt.
Not the bees.
Agreed.
Not the bees.
But if we're on about Nick Cage in Face Off when he's the priest, what a scene that is when he does the fucking windmill.
No, what about Cody Rhodes? I'm going back to Cody v Seth. I mean, I'm the first person to jump up and say Seth is an unsafe worker. However, he did very well in protecting Cody throughout the match. So a couple of cringeworthy bits. I don't know if you guys have watched it.
I've seen half of the match. I literally paused it, just as he was flying through the table. So I don't know if it survives that.
Obviously, like Cody's chest and arm are just bruised black, and there's a couple of bits that made me cringe. Like Seth Rollins is like poking a kendo stick into it. Which but he did 5-star match without a doubt, and Cody was injured. So what does that tell you?
Yeah.
But now he's going to be out for 6 months.
He's been written off TV, hasn't he? He get attacked by...
He got attacked on Monday.
Yeah, they had a big emotional scene, didn't they, where it was like Dusty Brady and all that. Like they were just going to be best of friends and leave it at that. And 10 Seth face because they need faces. Well, they wrestlers, they definitely need faces. And he attacked him with a sledgehammer. So that's the Mania match in it.
I know that. Yeah, well,
one of the bells off Roman onto Seth somehow.
And then Cody wins the Rumble.
That as one of your Mania matches. I'm gutted. We're not going to see Cody at Cardiff, to be honest. I was looking forward to that. I just love his theme music. So that's very sad.
I think he would have been next. I think Cody Rhodes would have won the Money in the Bank and been next challenger for Roman.
Yeah, it was obvious. Yeah. I love how he teased it anyway, that he was going to be in it before Seth attacked him.
Well, you don't know, do you? Because, I mean, he's not John Cena. John Cena's a freak when it comes to medical stuff. But Cena has come back a lot quicker than people thought.
I don't think he'll be able to do it in 2 months, though. But
what was Cena? Was it 3-4 months when
Yeah.
he came back at the Rumble?
apparently the reason he was cleared to compete was because he was that injured.
You couldn't make
He
it any
couldn't,
worse.
he couldn't
could
do
you?
it. He couldn't make it any worse.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. We've it's the difference between like a rip and a tear, because it happens to
Yeah.
with league players all the time. They play through injuries because by playing, it's not going to get any worse because the damage is already done.
Yeah.
It happens all the time,
Mhm.
especially around there where it's worse if it's a slight tear
Yeah,
than if it's a complete tear.
Yeah.
So, that is a thing. And everyone was like, "Oh my god, they should never let them compete," but that's genuinely a medical thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was some famous YouTube doctor who's an actual doctor, not just some guy on YouTube that diagnoses people. I think he sort of said that if it's been completely torn off the bone, it can't get any worse than what it is. And it was still quite loose as well before it stiffened up.
Do you see how swollen his arm was, though?
Yeah, it's just
The
filled with
bruising
blood,
looks
wasn't it?
horrible.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
That's quite good though, isn't it? The bruising, because he could have probably worked a lot. Like he'd have had bruising all the way down his arm that wouldn't have been injured underneath. It's just been spare blood, as it were. But you know what I mean? It looks better, so you can do all the stuff where you're poking it and that to a bit that's not really injured. It just looks like it's injured.
Mm.
I had that when I what did I do? Something on my leg and my foot turned black because that's what all the blood just pulls, doesn't it? But it didn't hurt.
Have we all seen Danielson? Have you finished watching Danielson?
No, I've only
No.
I started on the main event and I only got like 10, 15 minutes into it. So
But
that's
do
all
you
I've
know?
seen.
Can we?
Well, yeah, I know all the
results?
results. Yeah, I've
So-
still not watched Backlash yet.
I've watched it. I've watched. I'm caught up currently with pay-per-views.
Good.
Which
Good
means-
sponsor for this.
We can get the Franklin Star ratings before the Meltzer ratings.
Yes. So right, let's get. Should we do what was first? AW was first.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what was it called.
Double or
Double or nothing.
Double or nothing. Double or nothing. 2022. That's all.
Some of his star ratings are way out.
He's given a lot of high ratings, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, the star ratings were out last week. I don't know when we covered this.
No,
Yeah.
there's a 5-star in there, and I think there's a lot of 4s.
So, did you watch the? I'm assuming that's the dark match, is it?
Didn't watch the
Hookhausen-
dark match. No, I didn't watch that.
So Hookhausen beat.
He gave that quite
Tony
low.
Nese
Which
and Mark Sterling.
did he give it
Is
about
that
2?
not Danhausen's first match?
Potentially, he did join with like a broken leg, didn't he? Or recovering
That
from a
seems like
broken
a
leg.
weird one. I thought that was like a big story, Hook and Danhausen.
Did he
Seems
not have
like
a
strange
match?
one to put on the?
Did
on
they
the
have they had a
undercard.
match? I thought those two had a match.
I think they had a match against each other.
Yeah.
It just seems like a daft one to put on the damn. I guess what's the master one then? Right then, the first match then. Wardlow beats MJF by pinfall, and having doing so, he has won his release from the contract of MJF and then signed by AEW.
Yeah, he's now all elite.
Yeah, they actually did a graphic for that as well, didn't
Yeah.
they?
So I wouldn't really call it a match. MJF comes down and he's playing the coward. Tries to shake hands with Wardlow and so, come on, I'll pay you double what AEW would pay you. And then Wardlow delivers at least 15 power bombs. I kid you not, about 15 power bombs.
I did hear he take a lot of power bombs.
And then he pinned him. In terms of storytelling, the storytelling in this match was absolutely bob on. But in terms of a match, nothing really happened.
7 minutes 30. What would you give it out? And what's your star rating?
2.
2 stars. What there's Meltzer give ratings for these.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
Have you got what, Peters?
I can get them for you.
Oh, it's actually on one thing.
I wasn't prepared.
It's like 3.5, I think. Is it 3 or 3.5?
He's wrong anyhow, isn't
He is wrong, yeah.
he?
He's always wrong.
So Dave Meltzer gave it. He gave the dark match 2 stars. He gave this 3 stars.
6 stars, right. The next match then, I got the Hardys and the Young Bucks the Hardys beat the Young Bucks. With
Oh
Bryan
God,
and
they're
Cody.
not in order. They're not in the order that they're on this website. So go on, I found it.
I'm just going off Wikipedia.
Yeah,
His
no,
star rating is way off for this match.
In 19
Yeah.
minutes, I imagine this was incredibly wanky.
This was one of the worst matches I've seen this year.
Was it really?
Jeff Hardy belongs nowhere near a wrestling ring anymore. He needs to retire. He cannot do anything. He just looks out of it. Whether he's on painkillers or whatever again, but he's not there.
I think Massey he got a concussion, didn't he, in this match?
Yeah, there was a bit of worry for him after. There was a bit of worry for him after the match, wasn't there?
Yeah,
but he also looked terrible before.
He did nothing. He did no move really. Like you think, oh fuck it, he got a concussion. Dad would give him a concussion. Just needs to retire because he's going to kill himself.
Yes, the wrestlers in the film, it's so real, isn't it? Yeah. You can't give it up, can they?
Matt Hardy is just too slow in the ring, and Young Bucks are just fucking wanky.
Young Bucks can't wrestle anyhow, can they? So.
Super kick, that's about it. This is 1 star at a push.
He gave it 4.
That's a big difference, isn't it?
Just Jeff needs to retire because he's going to kill himself, without a doubt. If he carries on wrestling in a year's time, you're going to see that he's died from a concussion or something. It's going to be Eddie Guerrero all over again.
Yeah.
Where did you first?
And the way he wrestles as well is it's not like he's one of these. It's not like Ric Flair, is he? You could wrestle, or Jerry Lawler can wrestle forever because they don't.
Yeah, because they're safe wrestlers, aren't they?
But yeah, Jeff Hardy is literally extreme wrestling. He's jumping off stuff and he's doing all kind of.
Yeah, and he needs to learn. He either needs to adapt or he needs to retire. He can't keep wrestling the way he does.
He's 44 now,
so which is young, really.
She's 45. So.
He's been but he's been wrestling since he was 17. Bob Lashley hasn't been wrestling since he was 17. And also, Bobby Lashley hasn't been jumping off ladders for 17 years.
Sensible.
Well, yeah. Right, so that was that match. We then got a singles match at the AW TBS Championship with Jade Cargill, the champion, has beaten Anna Jay, 7 minutes.
0.5. Nothing to really say about this match.
He gave this 1.75.
Is there something in there that the non-match between Wardlow and MJF was 5 seconds longer? AW don't know women's wrestling, do they? Then we've got, just fucking 13 matches, Jesus Christ. The House of Black, which is Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, and Brody King against the Death Triangle, Pac, Penta Oscuro, and Rey Fenix. Is that Pentagon?
Yeah. On your name this week.
He's like the Mexican. What's he called? I was going to call him Johnny Bravo, Johnny Elite, or whatever the hell he's called these days.
I enjoyed this match. This is a good match. I'm going to try and just kind of cut it short. I'm going to say 4 stars. Go straight in.
What's this? This is House of Black versus Death Triangle, 4.5.
Yeah, not a million miles away.
Death Triangle, terrible name. Adam Cole beat Samoa Joe in the Owen Hart Foundation tournament.
3
for the men's.
3 stars. It's not a right match.
3.5.
Everyone's saying Adam Cole needed a big win. Is this the way?
I think so. I think it could be. I think it could be the turning point for him.
Is he going to win the Royal Rumble or the whatever Battle Royal, whatever they're doing?
Maybe
to become the number. To become the number. I guess is the number 2 contender to then win the number 1 contender to then win the number 1 contender.
Yeah, that's the matter. I don't think we've seen that match before, have we? In any promotion.
Adam Cole Moxley.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe's not there to be world champion, is he? He's going to do another NXT sort of, or even WWE, isn't he? Where he's just going to be putting people over and out.
I don't think he's even going to be there. I think they're going to use him more in Ring of Honor.
It's gone quiet, hasn't it? Nothing's happening about Ring of Honor. Right, then the women's Owen Hart Foundation tournament final match. Britt Baker beat Ruby Soho. Surprised nobody because Britt Baker is the only woman who's ever won a match in AEW.
But Ruby Soho is shit.
Also, Chris Statlander did that thing that MJF just done, where she was like, "Well, if I was an WWE person, I got pushed further." Everyone cheered her, and she wants to be the heel. Absolutely ruined Ruby Soho. She's done. Stick a fork in her. The goose is cooked. She's done.
Like, do you know when Chris
Statlander, the alien?
She's not early anymore. She's just
regular person.
Yeah, regular person.
Everyone kind of said, "Oh yeah, Ruby's she deserves so much better than a booking in WWE." She was not that good in WWE, and she's come across, and she's still not that good now, and she belongs nowhere near the title picture because she's a lower mid carder at best. She can't wrestle.
Thank you. At the risk of sounding like a broken record, nobody has moved across into a fair position.
Chris Jericho.
Well, yeah, the only person who did move back.
John Moxley.
John Moxley was at some of the card. He was world champion like 6 months before he got released.
No, he wasn't. He was in the mid
2
card
years.
for ages.
2 years. Yeah. But still, he was at top of the card though.
It was after that Austin podcast that I went downhill for him. Right?
Yeah.
Right. Next match is American Top Team, which is Ethan Page, Scorpio Sky, and Paige Van Zandt. The terrible MMA fighter. She doesn't win any matches. She goes wins a bare knuckle boxing. She doesn't win anything there either. Who's Dan Lambert? With Dan Lambert.
Who's Dan Lambert?
He's a nonce.
Who is this guy?
They beat Frankie Kazarian, Sammy Guevara, and Tay Conti.
Only because Kazarian turned on Tay and that other guy.
They've just got engaged, haven't they? Tay Conti and Sammy Guevara.
Don't really care.
Since American Top Team won, Kazarian or Guevara are now not allowed to challenge for the TNT Championship as long as Sky is champion.
Yeah.
He's injured there as well, isn't he?
Good cast.
Sky. Yeah, he got injured as well. He's the one I missed. Yeah.
2 stars, not great.
The Sammy Guevara experiment's not worked, has it?
2.25.
2.25. Bloody hell, they're getting close. It's going to happen. Will it happen on this card? Oh.
I liked Sammy Guevara when he started. Like in that first pay-per-view, I thought he was really, really good. And he started out strong, but
since he's got with Tay,
they don't really know what to do with him, whether he's face or heel. They can't work it out.
Well, they were saying that he's now a face. However, he came out all in black and Tay Conti's wearing the Maleficent outfit. That's heelish behaviour to me.
Yeah, so no wonder people don't know whether to boo or cheer them.
Wasn't they trying to book him as a face, but then everyone on the internet decided they hate Tay Conti and Sammy Guevara, so there's no heels again.
No, but then but they have turned them back faces even after that. I think
it's all warranted. I think some of the stuff they were doing. She's another one. Get released by NXT, rightly so, because she's not that good. Then we've got Kyle O'Reilly defeated Darby Allin.
Yeah, it was an all right match, 2.5.
Again, he's risen in the card.
3.5.
3.5. We've got Thunder Rosa has beaten Serena Deeb for the AEW Women's World Title. This actually nearly got 17 minutes, 16:55.
This was a good match. 4 stars. This one.
I've not seen much of Serena Deeb, but what I have seen of Thunder Rosa, she seems to be the best.
She used to be in the Straight Edge Society, didn't she?
Serena did, yeah.
Thunder Rosa apparently is not very happy with the TV time.
Well,
getting a rip.
Was a rumour this week.
At least she's on TV. Most of the AEW talent acts, they ain't got time for them.
She's only in the backstage segment, wasn't she? On the well, she knows she won't anything because she got sick, but
4.25.
Oh my god, it's getting close.
I know
it's going to happen. Oh.
But I'm a believer of the women's world title should be put at the men's world title. They should be at the top of the card.
Yeah, agreed.
So then we've got an Anarchy in the Arena match. Fucking hell, they love doing this, don't they? Was this another cinematic match?
No.
Was it Street Fight? Anarchy in the Arena?
Just mental. Just fucking insane.
Eddie Kingston looks like Trevor from GTA 5.
So Chris Jericho, Daniel Garcia, Jake Hager, Angela Parker, Matt Menard defeated the Blackpool Combat Club, which Bryan Danielson, John Moxley, Eddie Kingston, and Santana and Ortiz by submission. 22 minutes.
This was right. So if you were in the arena, the atmosphere looked amazing. However, for someone watching at home, the way it was shot, you couldn't tell what was going on. Because Eddie Kingston's out in the bloody backstage area, and then Chris Jericho and John Moxley are fighting in the crowd. There's something going on in the ring with Jake Hager, and the camera guys just did not know what to film.
Should have brought back the old WCW split screen.
Aye, four-way split screen. I should have done because you just didn't know what was going on. And I bet there were so many bits that you missed. But there was a bit of blading in this match. It was a good match. It was aptly named Anarchy in the Arena kind of thing. Like it was fucking mental.
So John Moxley has lost.
Yeah, but
not a singles match.
Not a singles match, and he wasn't pinned. He wasn't pinned, so.
Oh, come on. Oh, Christ. Also, I absolutely despise 2.0. Don't know why I find them really annoying. Is this to do with, I'm guessing Santana and Ortiz, is this to do with the inner circle? Are we still the fallout from that?
I think.
Jericho's got a hair match against one of them in a couple of weeks' time. Can't remember which one it is.
He's going to win, isn't he? He's going to shave his hair off.
Which one is it? Santana or Ortiz? I can't remember which one.
Don't know, but this for me is a 4-star match. It's not what Dave Melson's give it 5, aren't he? I don't. If you're in the arena, it maybe was, but for someone watching at home, which 99% of people watching it were watching at home, you didn't know what was going on because like I say, you probably missed too much. The way it was shot,
which is a tough one for backstage because normally the backstage ones are better on TV than they are in the arena, aren't they?
Too many people by the sounds of it.
Yeah, 10 people in a match it's a lot to cover, isn't it?
Yeah, especially if they're going all over the place. The next match in this is for the AW World Tag Team title. It's Jurassic Express with Christian Cage against Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland against Team Taz, Powerhouse Hobbs and Rick Starks.
Yeah, it was
Jurassic
not
Express return.
It was not that match. This 3.5.
4.5.
Did it need to go 17 minutes? I'm just looking at the times on here. Jesus Christ. Was it a long slog? We already discussed this, haven't we? It didn't feel as long as it was.
Right, so I was discussing this before we went live. It was a 4.5 hour show. When you look at it on paper, you think, fuck me, this is a long show. When I was watching it, time went quite fast. Usually you're sitting down to watch WrestleMania, I think fucking 6 hours. And it's just a slog. But like in the middle part, it just feels like a slog. But this kind of moved on quite quickly between everything, and it felt like a good pay-per-view.
All right. And the last match then was CM Punk obviously beat Hangman Adam Page to win the title.
4 stars. A couple of botched moves in there by CM Punk. Tried to do the buckshot lariat a couple of times and failed.
I've heard about that.
Don't do the move if you're not fully confident on it. I mean, if you failed it once, don't try it again.
Yeah.
I'm glad the title's finally off Cowboy, though.
He's just barking at me.
Yeah. He's got no charisma whatsoever.
Cowboy's a cowboy, I think.
It's a terrible gimmick.
It was his New Japan gimmick, wasn't it? I think.
Right.
At least it's over now. At least it's over.
4.5.
4.5 stars.
I'm surprised they give it that highly with the watches in there. Meltzer doesn't really tend to.
We love CM Punk though.
Yeah.
Right. Moving on to the next results then. Hell in a Cell. So we've got Bianca Belair has beat Asuka and Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's title. 90 minutes.
Aaron's gone now. He said I would have watched it.
We lost the other one who's watched it.
I've heard it was a really, really good match, this one.
It was a good match. Strong opener, to be fair.
So, wait,
even Meltzer and Alvarez praised it, which is, high praise indeed.
This was supposed to be Bianca Belair against Naomi, wasn't it?
Yeah, Sasha one or two. Yeah.
This is probably WWE's 3 top women in the company, and it showed, and this was a really, really strong opener. Really good match.
The disrespect to Charlotte Flair.
The disrespect to Sasha Banks, yeah, you're correct. But I guess Sasha Banks technically in the company now.
Absolute disrespect there, Peters.
I'd go the top 3 women in the world.
Charlotte Flair's on hiatus.
Yeah, she's on hiatus.
She's in the company.
Wait, who's the SmackDown Women's Champ? Ronda Rousey.
Ronda.
She wasn't on the show, was she?
No.
But yeah.
Top three women on the Raw brand.
Yeah, easily. This is the biggest. This was the biggest one of the
Only
biggest
3
women's
women on the
matches.
Raw,
No, Baron Sasha Banks, obviously. No, this was a really, really strong opening, to be fair. Really enjoyed this match.
19 minutes, well, 18:56.
It's a good match, good opener.
What did Meltzer give it then?
He hasn't done them yet.
He ain't done them.
Just
Right,
fantastic.
so the only ratings that matter are the ones right now. Franklin Star rating for the Bianca Belair versus Asuka versus Becky Lynch.
3.5.
You know?
Enjoyed this match. Wasn't anything amazing. But it was a good match.
Right winner?
Yes, 100%. Don't need to put the title back on Becky.
No.
Shouldn't need a title back. Plus, her current gimmick, shit. Can't get into it all.
She lost to Dana Brooke in a 24/7.
She was doing, when they were showing a video package, she's doing this weird noise after she speaks as well, which is really off-putting.
What is her current gimmick now?
I think the whole thing is that she's lost the plot since losing the title.
She's sort of going every
Big time
sentence.
Becky.
But they're apparently
Bex?
the plan is Bianca and Becky free at SummerSlam.
You need to bring out the man gimmick for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that'd feel too forced now. That was organic, wasn't it, the man?
Yeah, you could maybe do it again.
The thing is that the man was face, wasn't she? Whereas they're trying to put her over as a heel.
Yeah,
They should have never brought her back as a heel. As a heel. Although I guess in the end they did actually long term book properly with Bianca, and she feels big a stand up.
Yeah, Bianca does feel she does feel bigger than she.
Yeah.
Right, the next match then, in the match nobody asked for, Bobby Lashley beat almost MVP.
Disrespect Bobby Lashley.
No, it's WWE disrespected Bobby Lashley. Well, apparently he posed. So after he won, he posed with a replica belt of the WWE title. They need to put. Not yet. He needs to then do another feud. I think that's not Omos to get him back up to the level of.
I think it's
challenging.
On Raw. They teased him going for Austin Theory.
Rumor has it. Bobby Lashley v Roman Reigns.
I will say one good thing about
they got to sell out that SummerSlam now. They've had to move Money in the Bank. They can't be moving SummerSlam to an arena as well.
Cena going to be on it. Cena Austin Theory.
He's back at the end of the month.
He's next week. Yeah. One good thing about this match is MVP's rap promo at the start, like in the video package. Very good.
Can the Omos experiment now be done?
Yep.
You've ruined the hair business. I enjoyed the hair business. The hair business against the bloodline. I love that.
It was
when the Aussies used to turn up in suits.
It was weird because they were trying to sort of imply that Cedric Alexander's trying to get the hair business back together, and MVP goes, "It's over and done with. Stop it." It was quite funny actually.
That would have been good, but that would have been good, wouldn't it? Maybe if Bobby Lashley is going to go against Roman Reigns, then Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin are going to come back with him to make it 3-on-3.
Yeah, I think he's done now.
Yeah, it's upsetting, isn't it?
Yeah.
They should have ricocheted it. That would be better. Get Shelton Benjamin out, ricocheted.
It's weird what's going on with Ricochet at the moment.
Right, well,
he's losing his title. That's all I'm saying. Is it next week on Raw? It's Ricochet versus
SmackDown this Friday.
SmackDown this Friday.
Against Gunter. Good. Gunter's been booked like a beast, and that's what it should be.
I don't think he'll win.
Just give him a dominant.
I don't think he'll win. I don't think he'll lose, but I don't think he'll win a title.
Do you reckon Ludwig, as it's now pronounced?
It's back to Ludwig, isn't it now?
Have they changed the spelling again?
Yeah. It went to a V for like a week, and it's gone back to the V.
Right, I'm still calling him Ludwig. Can't believe they ruined him by calling him Ludwig.
Because V's are pronounced as F's in German, so it was Ludwig rather than Ludwig. But do you reckon he'll sort of cause a DQ, so there's no real loser?
I don't know. I'm thinking shenanigans.
I just want Gunter to win because give me Gunter Roman Reigns, please.
But also, then you can put Ricochet in the Money in the Bank. It needs to be in there, doesn't it?
I think it's a great way of making the IC title mean a little bit more. Put the title on Gunther and just have him have a dominant year run with it.
Yes.
Just let him fucking run wild with it. You're undefeated, and then you can take the title off him and let him go for the big one.
Yes, then have him lose it in a triple threat where he doesn't get pinned, and then the next night on the show after WrestleMania, he can challenge Roman Reigns and beat him. Just put every belt on Gunther because he's amazing.
Do you like Gunther by any chance?
Huge fan. I loved him from the moment I first saw him in a Progress show at New Orleans. He was in a tag match against Keith Lee, He's the man. He's the absolute man. I have a Walter shirt somewhere. I don't know where it is.
Walter.
Don't have a gun for the shirt, do you?
You mark.
It was Walter.
Yeah,
No, but it was from Walter.
Check this, Mark.
It was pre WWE. So fuck you all.
What hipster?
I know, right? Right. Star rating for Bobby Lashley against Omos.
-2.
-2. Nice.
Omos is never in his whole career. He's never going to get a positive review from me because he's fucking awful.
Spoiler alert.
Great Carly is probably by the end of his career have more stars than Omos.
Do you not understand? They're doing all this with Omos, but Commander Aziz is as big, and he seems more fluid, or is he terrible as well?
No, he was in NXT, wasn't he?
His face is just too friendly. Almost looks bad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he looks scary, doesn't
he?
Yeah. But he was like, I can't remember. He's called like Babatunde or something.
Babatunde, yeah. He turned up in one of them massive Royal Rumbles, didn't he, for the first time?
He was in Raw Underground, wasn't he, when that was like going on for a minute.
Yes.
Right, the next match. Kevin Owens has beats Ezekiel.
Weird outcome for me. I would have thought Big Zeke would have got the win here.
Yeah, well, Kevin Owens came out on Raw, didn't he, and said I beat him because he used the exact same moves and strategy as what Elias did. Hence, they are the same person. So this storyline is not yet finished.
This is the most mental stuff.
It's brilliant. I love it.
I saw somebody on Twitter, I can't remember who it was, but they suggested that to finish it, they should do an I Quit match. But instead of it being an I Quit match, to lose, like Ezekiel has got to admit he's Elias, or Kevin Owens has got to admit that he's a different person. That should be the blow-off match.
That'd be great.
Yes, that would be good.
This is just a bit of light-hearted fun for me.
Yeah.
I think people didn't expect this to take off as much as it has done.
So going from watching I watched AEW back to back with Hell in a Cell, and AEW is a very serious show. It's a very serious company, but then you go to WWE and they've got a bit of everything. It's a bit more light-hearted. You won't ever see anything like this in AEW.
Yeah, I know people have been slagging Kevin South saying Kevin Owens should be in the main event, should be doing this shit, but he didn't hurt Kevin Owens anyway. This does it?
No.
I just entertained. It's been going on for 2 months and no one's bored of it yet. So.
Right, star rating.
3 stars.
3 stars, lovely. Right, the next match, 6-person mixed tag match, Judgment Day, Edge, Damien Priest, and Rhea Ripley. They beat AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and Liv Morgan. Since then, Edge has been kicked out.
Yeah, because WWE have panicked, haven't they? Now Cody Rhodes is injured. They need a face.
I'm not mad at it though.
It's a cool twist, but
it's too soon.
You've spent ages making Edge this big spooky dude. Why wouldn't you just make Finn Balor or AJ Styles a big face that you need? I don't know. But anyway, it was a cool twist, so not against it, because you work up and think, the fuck? Which I guess is good in a way, because you didn't see, no one saw it coming.
Could they have put Finn Balor in there and then maybe
Adam 10 on him?
Yeah, like
on the inside.
Power struggle kind of thing.
In the nation, that kind of thing.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably being a better way to go about it, in my opinion. But I think they've just kind of dropped a ball because they've thought, no, we've got no one to kind of replace Cody. And then thought, well, actually, we've got Edge. Let's put Edge back in the face role.
They could say that Priest, obviously the way they've gone is Priest and Rhea Ripley have been in cahoots with Balor for weeks and weeks and weeks. I suppose that's the way they've gone down, isn't it? That he's destroyed them from the inside without even being there almost.
Yeah, it does seem a bit hotshot there. But Finn Balor is a very good leader of a group.
Mm-hmm.
So is it good? But then does Edge need a group? I was interested to see where this went, and it's not where I thought it was going to go.
No. Well, Edge could recruit
AJ Styles.
Yeah, that's what the Odd couple thing with AJ, are they? Possibly.
Yeah.
I was going to say Ciampa, but he's doing something with Miz now.
I thought it was Riddle and Miz.
Yeah,
Riddle pulled Miz's trousers off last night, didn't he?
Yeah, but then Ciampa
and Maurice came back, didn't she, as well?
Yeah. Then Ciampa randomly attacked Riddle as if he's being paid by the Miz.
Right.
Yeah, well, let's see where it goes.
3.5 for this one.
3.5. Yeah. Weird. Is Edge going to get his own music by that way?
Yeah, I wonder if that music becomes Judgment Day's music.
That one's probably because it's Alter Bridge. Have they got like a thing, or are they doing Edge's music?
Yeah, maybe Alter Bridge versus Alter Bridge. Yeah.
Right, the next match then is Madcap Moss beat Happy Corbin in a no holds barred match. Hopefully, this is the end of this now.
I'm bored of this bloody storyline now. It's been going on way too long.
It's been going on since we saw it in November when they were a team.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I half watched this match
because
I just got no interest in this storyline whatsoever.
Is it finished? Got to be done now, hasn't it?
It has to be done.
Just keep Corbin off TV for a couple of months. Have him come back. I think grow his hair out again or something. I don't know. Just keep Corbin away from TV.
Can't grow his hair back. He's got none of it.
Yeah, we didn't have it yet, but it's not like he had a luscious head of hair last time. We all knew he was receding. Just keep him off TV, I think, just for a bit. Because he's not, ever since he's come up to the main roster, he's been on TV every week. He's going to get missed. Everyone just gets sick of him because he's there all the time.
I'm already sick of him. I'm not a fan of him anyway.
So just give him a break, I think. What did you give this match? I imagine it's minus stars.
1.
Then we get the United States title match. Theory has beat Mustafa Ali in Mustafa Ali's hometown.
Has Mustafa Ali just got like the sympathy vote? Oh, we should really do something with him. Don't care for him.
I'm surprised.
You spat your dummy out of the company you work for.
Yeah.
Why give him another shot?
From Chicago, and Vince loves beating people in their own town, doesn't
he? Yeah. Don't care for this either.
Yeah, but it doesn't make Theory look even better. I don't know. I like Theory. I think he's got a lot of upside.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's got a very bright future.
I think he needs to beat Cena for me. That's the rumor. I want him to beat Cena.
That'd put him over though. That wouldn't it?
At SummerSlam, yeah.
Cena doesn't need to win, does he? Cena's Cena now, doesn't
he?
Yeah.
1 star.
1 star. And the last match then, Cody Rhodes beat Seth Rollins in a Hell in a Cell with his arm hanging off.
5 stars.
5-star match.
I think I keep saying the Meltzer and Franklin Reigns are going to convert. I think that'll be the match.
That's the one.
I don't think he'll give it 5 stars because
he was loving it on Twitter, wasn't he? He was absolutely raving about it. We'll see, I guess.
So, Aaron, you're watching both. Favorite one?
AEW.
Yeah, for me,
not on this podcast. Fuck out. That's a what culture reference that. Yeah. Well, let's have a go. Go on. Do you think?
I watched it. I don't know.
Both solid pay-per-views. Obviously, Hell in a Cell to be pay-per-view. And to call a pay-per-view Hell in a Cell and you've got one Hell in a Cell match is an absolute farce. It's just ridiculous. How you can call it Hell...
Pat McAfee wasn't there, right? Was he?
No, because there was only one SmackDown match, so they said it wasn't worth. He doesn't mean commentating on it.
Only one SmackDown match?
Yeah.
There's only about 4 matches.
It doesn't mean Moss and Corbin would have been when he commented on, so there's no point.
It was 3 hours long. There was a couple of matches where it kind of drew on a little bit. For me, AEW, the whole show, as a whole, was just a lot better. And I hate to say it, but it was a better show. But then it's their pay-per-view, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's their WrestleMania, isn't it?
Yeah, of course they're going to go balls out on it.
Against the B pay-per-view.
Like I say, for a 4.5 hour pay-per-view, it didn't feel that long. Yeah. Which is what you want from a pay-per-view. You want it to go fast when it's 4.5 hours long.
Yeah, that is true. Right, that's it for the wrestling news, isn't it? So we get on to the weird and wonderful world of wrestling around wrestling.
Yeah.
To nicely finish off. So we'll start with Tuesdays. We've got Wrestled Out.
In a Cell. Yeah, where we had a few Hell in a Cell matches, to make it worthwhile. The title of the pay-per-view. So started off as Vader, Animal Hawk versus the Women's Protection Agency. It was the APA and Stone Cold Steve Harvey. The latter picked up the win there. Yes. And then we had Ultimate Warrior versus Ezekiel and Elias. Obviously, we know that Ultimate lost this match, he was gone. So we saw a live sacking.
Oof. What we like to see.
Ultimate Warrior's gone, never to be seen again.
Good. Substandard is where it's at.
Well, he makes appearance in the next match against Ric Flair. Picked up the win, didn't he? Did substandard. It's on a bit of a roll again.
He's back with a bang.
So huge match next. We had our first title match, which obviously was in Hell in a Cell. We had Dave from IT defending against Mongo. Mongo, new Legends champion.
Good result for Mongo there.
Yeah.
Controversial that one, I would say.
Because Dave from IT wasn't wearing his gear.
Yeah, I don't think Mongo's very good. So
outrageous. So outrageous.
Yeah.
It's better than most of your roster. So
we'll get onto that, won't we? Well,
across the bar.
Better how you dare with a finish on Wednesday.
We'll get to it, won't we? Good stuff.
So next up, we had Glorious Championship match. It was Ralphus defending against Bob Roode and Jeff Jarrett. Bob Roode is back, isn't he?
Bob Roode is back.
Picked up the win. That's it. New champion again. Love it.
Excellent result.
We then had Umaga with Terry Peters versus Julius and Bivens. Umaga picked up the win.
Good.
Dominating victory.
Good.
It's the real Pringles, man.
Yeah. We just had two big lads slapping meat. And it was Bobby Slashley versus Snakeskin. Just looking to climb the rankings. Slashley picked up the win there, so he climbs the rankings. And then we had a big debut in this next match. Tag team championships on the line. So we had Shockmaster and Plague Master. Oh no, sorry, this was a number one contenders match. Getting mixed up here. Number one contenders match for tag team titles. So we had Shockmaster and Plague Master versus the Steiner Brothers versus McAfee and Boogs versus Del Tacos Familia.
I can't believe I missed this.
They were very popular. Del Tacos Familia.
Yeah. So it's still Bandito Del Tacos Jr. And Bandito Del Tacos Senior. So
great. It was great.
They are your new number one contenders for the tag team championship. Which will be, we'll see that match at Money in the Bank in a few weeks' time. Then we had our tag team championship match. It was the Peters World Order, Glitterberg and Pretzel Man, Randy Savage, versus Lizard Lick-Towin. Peters World Order retained the titles.
Peters World Order are running roughshod over Pretzel now.
Well, they had to retain a title, didn't they? You know, Dave from IT lost his belt. Yeah. Then main event time. What a match this was. Hell in a Cell again. It was Cheeks defending against Mr. Mellon.
Yep, top match.
Mr. Mellon, your new world heavyweight champion.
The big question out of that, though, is Cheeks still alive?
He fell off the Hell in a Cell a couple of times, didn't he?
Took some big old bumps there, didn't he?
Surprising, though, that when he went through the top of the cell twice, the ring never broke.
But it did in TNA.
Especially reinforced ring, yeah.
It did on their debut show, though.
Yeah. The concrete was cracked round when he fell off the side. There was a point, mate. Cheeks genuinely didn't move for about 2 minutes. But Mr. Mellon is the new... Is he the most dominant champion in the Wrestle Around universe?
I don't think he is. But...
Well, you know, he hadn't been booked to lose against a pig. So.
That Maid's business pig. Met him. Put him over. It's good.
Right.
Nothing with him since.
It's good.
You ruined him. You ruined him. You booked him up to be something big and then you ruined him.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Is it the Win Survivor Series November? I can't wait.
Snakeskin Series.
Can't wait. Right, Lou, you had to follow that show on the Tuesday.
Yeah, that's right.
Tell us about what happened in the Wrestling Federation Week of Wednesday Wrestling. Your
go-home
show for
I'll tell you what happened.
Myself.
Yes, it was, of course, because I love my country. It was a Jubilee special. Battle Royal. Yeah, perfectly decked out, I thought. Not disrespectful at all. Just the right amount of respect. And
it was. I'll be honest. It was better than some of the houses down my street.
Yeah.
Just quickly. Where did everybody get their big Union Jacks with the Queen's face on them?
Amazon.
Because I've seen about 15.
Someone put one up in our office and put a mustache on her. It was quite amusing.
That's disrespectful.
Defacing the Queen. Disgusting.
We had a corgi with Union Jack eyes. So
treason.
We were meant to have a street party on the green behind us, and it never happened.
It was cold.
Just you there on your own.
I filed the invitation in the recycling bin.
They saw Terry there moved.
It's coming quick, everyone inside.
Moved across the street.
I celebrated by going to the public house.
As you should.
And watching some live music.
Right, back to.
But yeah, Ross, we opened with the national anthem, as you do. Jubilee special, respectful, love the country, love the Queen. Then we opened up with a fail forward minor celebrity wrestling championship match, as always. I would go as far as say a classic match, especially in the minor celebrity division. So we had Jackie Chan defending against the best of British. So Steve Bruce, Mr. Motivator, and another black camera was someone else was in there. Top British guy.
British Bulldog.
It was David Dickinson. Steve Bruce won. What a match there. Looked like for all intents and purposes that Mr. Motivator was going to win it, but Steve Bruce snuck a pin in and won the match. So new champion, minor celebrity champion, Steve Bruce. And now he's got defending in Rest Around the Cell against 3 other contenders because all the title matches are fail forwards now. It's just a thing that happens.
Can I just interject for the story about Mr. Motivator?
Yeah, go on.
It was at Papa's Fish and Chips today, and they put it on the Facebook. How random is that?
Which one?
I don't know. I couldn't work it out. They didn't say it. Just came off the Papa's Fish and Chips Facebook.
Let's figure that out.
Mr. Motivators loves Papa's, so there you go.
Well, it's good for you, isn't it? Papa's
is brilliant.
It's the healthiest fast food.
Yeah, that's what they say. But yeah, the match ran about 20 minutes. Steve Bruce went for a table, but he won it in the end. So he dusted himself down and went again.
Yeah,
shock win.
Nice reference.
Shock win.
Shock win, was it?
Steve Bruce.
I reckon Hammers is next.
More title changes with the Man Celebrity division than the 24/7.
Yeah, it's becoming that way. Can he defend it? Can he be the first person?
Is anybody defended it?
No, it's every match is a fail forward, so nobody is defended just yet. But up next, Ross, we started the Wrestling Federation Trios tournament. No details will be announced other than this was the first match. So we had the con back together with the sides after he single-handedly defeated the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles the week before, so we're in that storyline. So they just got back together anyway. Went up against a debuting team, the Presidents, but just the good ones. So it was Obama, Biden, and Clinton.
Weird to debut them on a British show, the American Presidents.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Biden had a fucking trombone. What more do you want? It was. You couldn't hear it, but he was actually playing the.
It was
God's the Queen.
On the... Bill Clinton's not really a good one, though, is he?
No, he's Democrat.
He was friends with that guy who had an island, so you know.
Yeah. I mean, there was that stuff, but he was Democrat. But the presidents won.
Boo.
So yeah, they beat the con and the sides. One next to the con and the sides. The con and the sides are the new entrance actually, which is pretty cool. But
I know what the cons are. Those will fuck up your next story. Like that's what he does all the time.
That's what he does all the time. He keeps defeating people, doesn't he?
Yeah, when you beat Drumstick 2.0.
But he does have a. Which is why at Rest Around the Cell he is in fact facing Drumstick 2.0.
Right,
inside.
Absolutely no build whatsoever.
Inside the cell. I forget. I put it out. I announced it last week, but yeah, that's a match that's happening now. So that was good. We love that. And then up next was what was next. Oh well, we thought we were going to get the blow off match between Disco Viking and Randy Hogan, but Mr. Pringle, crowd favorite at the time, big face. Literally big face, but also big face across, with the crowd. Joined in the match, made it a 2-on-1 handicap match. An absolute mugging. And
ruined the Disco Viking.
Disco Viking took his first pin, but no shame in a defeat for Disco Viking.
Can you confirm or deny that Mr. Pringles keeps drugs in his head
that
he sells to kids.
He said it's gone through extensive drug testing.
Does he, or does he not sell drugs to kids?
Sniffer dogs are out. Absolutely not. But well, fair, he's a heel, so he might be now. That might be his.
He sells drugs to kids. He sells
pushes drugs to kids. That could be his gimmick. But I mean, Mr. Pringle. We'll get on to him later. But big match. But what I can announce is because of this, the blow-off match is finally happening. Randy Hogan versus Disco Viking inside Wrestle Around the Cell for the final time. These big lads, they've been going out since WrestleMania.
Keep Pringle head out there.
But yeah, so they got to keep Mr. Pringle out. So he's out. Up next we had, is that it?
No.
Everyone watch?
That wasn't it.
Oh no, there was we cut backstage. There was a brawl between Alison Hammond and Linda Robson. Backstage that went on a bit. Linda Robson took some nasty bumps. Flew off quite a high platform, but onto a slightly higher platform, so it shouldn't really get damaged that much. But she did. In fact, a bit of Alison Hammond stood tall at the end. So what does that mean? For the rest of the women's division, is there going to be more than 3 people in it? Soon we'll find out.
It was tough to watch. It was 2 women I respect greatly.
Yeah, they were going at it. And then obviously we had the Battle Royal at the Albert Hall for the number 1 contendership for rest round in a cell. So very similar to a Royal Rumble. Some might say. It
was a disgrace that you were supposed. You was pretending I was gonna just let it play out, see who wins, and then you accidentally selected somebody. It was a disgrace. You should be embarrassed.
So
come on this forum.
So who came out first? It was I can't remember who it was now. We won't go through the full match, but Mean Mark Fallis was in there at the beginning, wasn't he?
He went out. He didn't even get to see his entrance, which was very disappointing.
Oh yeah, he went up against Rowan Reigns. He's debutant.
Reigns debuted without an entrance, so good book in there.
Yeah, I don't know why I forgot to put the entrance on. But yeah, so we robbed of the entrance. Bryan and the Purple Dinosaur was in after his great debut last week. We also had some new debutants. The Hamburglar, Mayor McCheese.
It got very fast food at one point.
Mr. Blobby was in there. He made his debut. A couple of us. Stang, Noel Sharkey, just flicking through. Seaman was in there. Toby Maguire.
Dave Seaman, that was.
Yeah, no, just Seaman.
Full spunk.
It's going to tag with Mean Mark Fallis soon. That's going to happen, isn't it? But in the end, Ross, we were left with the final 3, which were actually I can't remember, so we'll just go with the final 2. I can't. Do you remember the final 4? So the final 4, we had 2 Dead Cooks.
Yep.
We had Wider John. We had Tori Peters, and we had Mr. Pringle. And obviously, Tori Peters, we thought had some history with Wider John, but obviously only had 1 match because Tori Peters only debuted last week. Brand new on the scene. Yeah. Eliminated Wider John and 2 Diet Cokes in short succession. Service crew. So we were left with Tori Peters and Mr. Pringle in the final. Everyone was going wild for this. Two big baby faces, as it were.
There was no winners from that match.
No, it was
classic Lou booking.
It was good. It was good booking. But Mr. Pringle won. So hell of a night for Mr. Pringle. Attacks Disco Viking, subjects him to his first defeat, and then becomes the number 1 contender. Main event in the pay-per-view next week.
The fans are not happy.
That's it. Mr. Pringle versus the BMG inside Wrestle Around the Cell. With current track record, could Mr. Pringle be walking out as champ? We'll find out.
If it's anything like your usual booking, then probably.
Yeah, but he's obviously he's in cahoots with Hogan. Maybe they're starting some sort of faction, some sort of world order. But we'll find out.
Cocaine world order.
Oh, well, I think so.
Sells drugs to kids world order.
Well, you got Mr. Pringles is his name, and he's starting a world order. So we'll see what initials that comes out with. But we'll find out.
I can't wait for November. I can't wait.
We'll see what happens, Rory. But Mr. Pringles with the win of his life for us wins the Battle Royal at the Albert Hall and becomes number 1 contender.
Lawyers on standby.
What a match! What a match! What a show!
since 2K22 and since we've got Wrestled Out, it's brought out horrendous sides of two stalwarts of wrestling around. Friends for years, and this is the what's gonna end the friendship.
I agree, Terry. You've disgusting actions. You need to answer for your actions.
Yeah, flying across both shows, or is he flying across both shows?
Yeah,
Terry Peters was in fact sacked.
Is he on both shows? Yeah, or is it? Yeah, or is Tory Peters a different person to Terry Peters?
We'll find. Well, he only has a monocle, doesn't he? Not the glasses, so
yeah,
very different to the Peters variations we've seen.
Very different. Right, that has been the news show, the weekly show, which was news. I mean, we've gone on for fucking ages.
I said 10 o'clock. I want to get back to bed.
Yeah, cool. We had mic problems, so if this sounds horrendous, I can only apologise for that. Yeah. Terry Peters, where can we find you?
Bell Nation everywhere.
Bell Nation everywhere. Streaming again. Nice little raid on Wednesday night on the early show. Joe, when you went to Joe Hendry, he was loving it.
Yeah, I was there. Had a great time there.
Didn't understand what he was watching. I stayed on there for about a minute, but yeah, he's absolutely loving it.
Yeah, he'll have been on there, so we'll get him on the podcast.
Yeah, so friends of the show.
Yeah.
Aaron, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitch on Tuesday nights. Well, not obviously tonight, kayfabe, when we're recording. You can find me next Tuesday.
Yeah, for the fallout to Wrestle Out in a Cell. And Lou, where can we find you?
Oh, Wednesday night for the big restaurant in the Cell. The air show. It's Tam Chan.
Will that be tonight? Will that be tonight, or was it yesterday?
I don't know when this is going out. So we'll see when I have time to
go on Twitch and find out. They stay on for a couple of weeks.
See on some point, yeah. And you can find me at the Mark and everywhere else.
Very nice. You can find me at the USM. You can find us all at Wrestling Around. Google Wrestling Around. You'll find us with green and black. But go onto twitch.tv/Wrestle Around. Subscribe. Follow. I don't know what it is. Give us your bits when you can. Yeah. Give us your bits. Right, Terry Peters, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Aaron, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Lou/Scoopel, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you everybody for listening, and join us next week for another episode of Wrestling Around.